Good afternoon to you all. This is MD Amir Abdullah, and I have a YouTube link. You can subscribe on my YouTube link. If you want to listen something exceptional in Islam, and what are the exceptional in Islam? Because there are many controversies nowadays in Islam about our religion. I will try to solve this problem according to Quran and Sunnah. However, today my topic is about Sufism. What's the definition of Sufism? There are many rumors about Sufism. Many people nowadays from Europe, from Saudi Arabia and other places, they have a strong disbelief on Sufism, and they are saying that Sufism is a kind of worship like Hindu religion or Hindus. Hindus are worshipping idol. Hindus are doing many types of activities which are not supported in Islam, and among us who are the Sufi, they are doing these types of misactivities among the humanity, and they are damaging the main aim or main blazon of Islam. Actually, these types of faith are not true about Sufi. Among us who are the Sufi, among us who are the Sufi, if I ask you this question, you will reply that among us who are the hypocrite, they are Sufi. Actually, Sufis are not hypocrite. Yes, there are many hypocrites in our society, and they are doing many unethical activities on the name of Sufi, but you cannot make guiltier to the real Sufis. Actually, who is a real dervish or Sufi? Actually, they are not following these types of misactivities in our society. So you should be careful to make free any comment about them. However, according to Holy Quran always order you that you have to purify yourself. Among all Muslims who can be able to purify himself, he is the nearest person to Allah. And Sufism is like this, that among the Sufis, actually who are the Sufis, try to purify themselves in their whole life. And if we look to the Sitta, hadith on Sitta, every part of Sitta, especially Bukhari, Muslim, Tirmizi, Abu Dawud, Nasai, Ibn Majah, last part of Sitta you will get Kitabut Juhud. Juhud is an Arabic word, and what's the Bengali meaning of this Juhud? The Bengali meaning of this Juhud, those person who have no single paisha's interest on the terrestrial wealth or mundane wealth. Those person who have interest only to the Allah, and who have interest only to the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and after our death they are called Sufi, they are called Juhud, they are called Dervish. And if you see Sitta, last part of the Sitta, you will get this types of part in Sitta. What's the definition of Juhud? Actually, I have no covet on the terrestrial wealth. I have no covet on the high-rise building. I have no covet on the wealth, taka or dollar or pound, etc. I have no covet on the what should I say, expensive dresses or other things. And if you follow the Juhud part of Sitta, I think that you will be assured about the Dervish or Sufist. However, Sufism has come from the era of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Actually, I would like to say you that there are many Sahabas among the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. They are also a kind of Sufi. But how? Actually, they had no covet, or they had no greed on the wealth of this earth. They always thought about their after death, what will be happen there after death, and they always made competition with each other about good works in Islam. They are called Sufi, they are called Dervish. Yes, they are Sahaba, they were the companion of our Prophet. However, there is a hadith on Sahih Bukhari. There is a hadith on Sahih Bukhari that every person has a piece of meat under his chest, and among us who can purify this piece of meat clearly he is a real Muslim. This is called this hadith has come from Sahih Bukhari. And among us who are the real Sufi, they always try to purify this piece of meat which is called qalb, which is called soul, which is called ruh, or like this. They are the Sufi. I respect the Sufis. Another thing I would like to mention you that there are many hypocrites in Sufism. Yes, this is true. But according to Siyasita, according to Nasai Sharif, there are actually a hadith from Nasai Sharif that Islam and shariah has more than 70 branches, and a person without passing the 70 branches of the shariah, he or she cannot be a Sufi, especially they will not be able to be a Sufi. So if you want to be a Sufi, if you want to be a dervish, or if you want to be a murshid, actually from where have I got this murshid word? If you go to Surah Kahf and 19 number verse, you will see that murshid is an Arabic word, and murshid means the spiritual teacher. So if you want to be a murshid or if you want to be a Sufi, I think that you have to pass the more than 70 branches of Sharia, more than 70 branches of Islam, and without passing you will not be able to Sufi or Dervish. Yes, on the name of Dervish, we are seeing nowadays in our society many shameful activities. They are keeping long hair, even they are not taking bath, they are not taking prayer, they sometimes do jigir or summon to Almighty Allah. But it's a kind of hypocrisy, because if you don't follow and the Sharia, I think that you will not be able to be a clear Muslim. So how can you be a Sufi? How can you be an awliyah or like this? How will you be a murshid? If anybody among us actually addresses himself that I am a Sufi or murshid, but I don't take prayer, I don't try to obey Sharia, I think that he is a devil, he is not Sufi. But you cannot misunderstand on the real Sufis or Dervish or like this, because there are many proofs in Holy Quran and Sunnah we got the Sufi. And another thing, there is huge controversies about the unbelievable activities which is called karamat of Sufi or awliyah. Yes, karamat is true. If we see the Holy Quran, Hazrat Maryam, she actually became the son. She became a mother of a son, but without father. And if she will, she could get the fruit from heaven. She was not a prophet, so how has she got these fruits without any source? It's a kind of karamat. It's an evidence of karamat. Another things that from Holy Quran we have got that the throne of Bilqis actually brought by a person or a jinn like this. Actually, it's a kind of karamat. It's not a mujaza. Actually, mujaza had been given to prophets, our prophets, especially all prophets, 1,24,000, or in controversy 2,24,000 prophets. They were given mujaza, but they were not given karamat. And karamat had been given to the awliya or Sufi like these persons. But how can you prove this? I have already mentioned you some proofs from Holy Quran. And Ashab Kahf, if you if you read the history of Ashab Kahf, actually you follow that it's a kind of karamat. Actually, unbelievable activities. They passed long time in their sleep, but they didn't understand. They didn't die. Actually, what's the mystery here? They were not prophet. It is not a mujaza. This is called karamat, and everything is done by Almighty Allah. Everything is done by Almighty Allah. So you should be careful that we get the proofs of karamat or like this from our Holy Quran. And if you see, turn over the page of Tafsir Jalalain, that Surah Kahf, and a verse of Surah Kahf that I have given special knowledge to Khidir. And what's the meaning of this special knowledge? Then Hafiz Jalaluddin Suyuti Rahmatullah described about this special knowledge, and as well as you will get this special knowledge to Tafsir Maruful Quran, Tafsir Mazhari, Tafsir Tabari, or Tafsir Qurtubi. This special knowledge means what should I say, ilme laduni, and ilme laduni had been given to the awliyah or sufi or dervishes like this, but they are Haqqani awliyah, not the hypocrites. And you will get this proof from Tafsir Jalalain. And ilme laduni is divided by three parts: Wahi, Ilham, and Firasat. And if you want to get Wahi, Ilham, and Firasat, actually there are two types of ilme laduni. One is laduni rahmani, another is laduni shaitani. And we are not saying about the laduni from shaitani, we are saying about laduni from rahmani, which we directly come from Almighty Allah. And ilme laduni has many types of branches. And if we see the tafsir, or should I say tafsir Ruhul Manani, or tafsir Siraja Munira, tafsir Madarek, or like these types of tafsir, we are seeing that ilme laduni is a kind of special knowledge which has been given to awliyah or sufi. And ilham is also one. And if you want to know about ilham, you can see the tafsir of Tafsir Kabir, which was written by Fakhruddin Razi Rahmatullah Alayhi. And all tafsir specialists, actually Imam Qurtubi Rahmatullah Alayhi said about ilham. Imam Qurtubi Rahmatullah Alayhi said that Allah actually keeps a thought in the soul of awliyah or dervish, and which actually becomes true in short future, which is called ilme laduni, or like this Allama Ibn Qurtubi Rahmatullah Alayhi said in his Tafsir Qurtubi. And Fathul Bari, Ibn Hajar Asqalani Rahmatullah Alayhi also gives some description about the reference of ilme laduni, or Mullah Qari Rahmatullah Alayhi said about the proof of ilme laduni. So you cannot actually deny the proofs of ilme laduni from Quran and Sahih Hadith, all like this. Allama Shihabuddin Alusi Rahmatullah Alayhi also described about the proofs of ilme laduni in his tafsir, own written tafsir Ruhul Mani. And Ibn Taymiyyah also said, Ibn Taymiyyah Minhajus Sunnah Muwassala and first edition Tabi 53/8 in his written Islamic books, he said about the proofs of ilme laduni. He said that ilme laduni calls to the Allah, not to the shaitan. And ilme laduni is true, but there are two types of ilme laduni. One directly comes from shaitan and devil, another directly comes from Allah. So which directly comes from Allah is called ilme laduni. Allama Shihabuddin Alusi Rahmatullah Alayhi also said about ilme laduni that Shihabuddin Alusi Rahmatullah Alayhi said that ilme laduni is a proof of shariah. So you cannot actually disapprove the proof of ilme laduni. And Allama Ismail Huqqi Rahmatullah Alayhi said in his written tafsir about ilme laduni that ilme laduni is a kind of voice, or is a kind of thinking which is put directly by Almighty Allah in our soul, and which we use for the betterment of Islam, for purifying ourselves. It is called ilme laduni. The description we have got from Allama Ismail Huqqi Rahmatullah Alayhi. Another thing that there actually Jame Tirmizi from Sahih Hadith, actually it is Allama Ibn Qayyum Rahmatullah Alayhi who said about the ilme laduni. Ilme laduni or ilme firasat. What's the meaning of ilme firasat? Actually there is a clear proof of Jame Tirmizi that you should actually obey, and you should get fright to the eyes or eye power of awliyah or mumin, because they see everything by the holy light or holy nur of Allah. We get this hadith from Sahih Muslim and Tirmizi. So actually if I show you proof of Sufism, I think that there are huge proofs on Sufism. And another thing that I have there are two types of things, ilham and aswasa. Aswasa directly comes from a devil. This is not actually approved in Islam, but ilham directly comes from Almighty Allah. You must approve this. And by ilham, and by ilham we can learn many things about future. We can say something what will be happen in future. We can assume this by ilham, and this ilham has been given to the awliyah, to the dervish, Hokkani dervish or Hokkani sufi, or like this types of person. So you cannot deny the proof of ilham and kashf and other things. It's a long description, and I have no enough time in my hand that to describe everything within short time. And one thing I would like to explain before you all that about Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala anha, who was taking Jummah prayer, and he was reciting Holy Quran while taking Jummah prayer as an imam. So after a while, he stopped his recitation of Holy Quran, and he said that Ya Shariah al-Jabal, Ya Shariah al-Jabal. After that, he also was reciting Holy Quran, and the Sahabas behind him, actually they were doubtful that what did Umar radiallahu ta'ala anha say in his prayer. And after finishing the prayer, some Sahaba asked to Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala anha that you said in prayer that Ya Shariah al-Jabal, Ya Shariah al-Jabal. What is the what is the mystery over here? Who is Shariah, and what are you saying in your prayer? After that, Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala anha replied that my my head of soldier's head, whose name is Shariah, he was fighting against his enemy at a large distance, or far from here, and I was seeing that Shariah has been barricaded by his enemies in a hill, beside a hill, and I was directed to Shariah from here that please Shariah, you should hide yourself into the hill at this moment. Either enemy will arrest you or enemy will harm you. But how did Umar radiallahu ta'ala anha see 1,000 kilometers far from this distance? This is a great question. If you say this is called mujaza, I think that he was not a prophet, so you cannot call this proof a mujaza. It's a kind of karamat, because mujaza already gave to the prophet, all prophets, not sahaba or awliya like this. It's a kind of karamat. So by using karamat, by using ilm laduni and kashf, everything, you can assume many things. Actually, what are happened by Almighty Allah. Allah gives this strength to the holy persons of Islam. They are called awliya or like this. Somebody actually declared that there is no proof of awliya. If you see Surah Yunus, you can get clearly the existence of awliya. So Sufi and Sufism. If you see the proof of Sufi and Sufism, I have many books before me. And another thing I would like to mention, that Allama Yusuf Hashem Rafai, who already died, he said that Sufism, what's the meaning of Sufism? There is a hadith in Sahih Bukhari, a person who always does nafil prayer, and gradually by doing nafil prayer, he can be gone to the Allah, nearest to the Almighty Allah, and gradually his hands become the hands of Allah, his feet become the feet of Allah, and his eyes, his eye power, everything get strength to the Almighty Allah. This is called what should I say, that ilme tasawuf or like this, or this is called karamat, or this is called awliya. So this hadith came from Sahih Bukhari, and this hadith is called hadith Qudsi. So you should accept and many Islamic scholars use the reference of this hadith. And if you want to say me that would you please show some example of this hadith, I would like to say that Hazrat Shah Jalal Rahmatullah Alaihi, or like this, Hazrat Shah Jalal Rahmatullah Alaihi, Hazrat Abdul Qadir Jilani Rahmatullah Alaihi, Hazrat Khaja Muhyiddin Chishti Rahmatullah Alaihi, they were like these types of Awliya Allah. And actually I have many books before me, and within short time this is not possible for me to explain from all books. I'm not an Islamic scholar, and I'm not a mufti muhaddis or like this. I'm a very very simple person, and I convey the actually I convey the proofs of alim ulama of the present world who come from Ahle Sunnatul Jamaat, and I am describing everything, taking the help from their written Islamic books. I am not an alim, and I have no enough ability to give fatwa or like this. I am not mufti muhaddis or versatile in Islam. I am conveying the voice of the alim ulama of Ahle Sunnatul Jamaat. So you shouldn't respect me more, you should respect them, because I have no enough ability to carry these types of activities, and I have no enough ability to say or should I say that I am an Islamic scholar or versatile. I cannot say this, but I can convey the actually tone of alim ulama. However, my topic is Sufism, and if I want to say more about Sufism, I need huge time. And if anybody say that Sufism is totally false, I think that I have given you the clear proof from Sufism, from Holy Quran and Hadith, from everything. So you must be careful, and you should not reject the Sufism, or you shouldn't reject awliyah or dervish like this. I have explained everything, and if you don't maintain Sharia, you are not Sufi, you are a devil. Thank you very much. Okay.